Thank you for tuning into The Disclosures with Peter the Insider and Jessica Ariel Morocco. Peter is the director of the 12th Division of the ACIO, Advanced or Alien Contact Intelligence Organization. Jessica is a galactic liaison and the interdimensional seer. Together they will discuss the most current updates from the ACIO, Council of Five, and other extraterrestrial sources regarding many influences on our planet today. Our new format allows you to ask questions and hear the answers from the previous show. Post your question in the comment section below the YouTube video. Disclosures, insider intel that keeps you updated with planetary changes.
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us today in Disclosures. We have another show. We're going to get updated with Peter the Insider and find out some of the answers to the questions of all sorts of things that are going on that we're seeing, whether it's in social media and people are sharing information. And I think I'd like to get some validation on some things. And I know that Peter, he's a straight shooter. He's going to tell us whether it's right or wrong, and so we're going to go with that. So without further delay, let's get right into it and welcome in Peter. So hello, Peter.
Hello. So once you said this, don't lose the time and answer people's questions, audience questions, or whatever.
Okay. So well. Let's why don't you give us an update first, and then we'll have some questions for you.
Okay, so first things first, the stuff is, it is a very common thing, and it is not just written. Sorry, wasn't just written either in Talmud or Torah, or technically for being Jewish or Old Testament and New Testament in Bible for Christians. It is very, how can I say it, multi-purpose quote. Don't overdo the sword, because you will be killed by its own blade. Don't overdo the weapon, because you will be killed by its own bullet. Of course, the second will deal with bullet. With bullet, it wasn't wrote in original, quote, but it is added. It was added through the different periods of time. But technically, it is okay to use it in these days. Okay, so you want to ask something, Jessica, I think.
Yeah, we have, a lot of different things that are going on, and people are sending information all over the place through social medias. Because it's alternative media, we're getting partial information from the news, and we're not trusting their perspective. So, of course, we're going to other sources, or even overseas. As an American, I like to see what Europe is saying and talk to my friends. And so right now they're saying that like the hospital beds are empty, and people are actually saying that they're going in there with cameras and so forth, or probably using their cell phones. And so I don't know if that's 100% true.
Beds in where?
In the United States.
Beds, yes. They are empty in a lot of areas, and I will to tell you easy. Because FEMA, it never ever was designed, created in the first place, and designed in the second place to help. And no. They are just liquidators. They are doing the same stuff as those people when, of course, they made they got all the most advanced techniques, and it was available at the time to do the dirty stuff for getting the whole Chernobyl no-go zone. But it never ever nothing happened. So they got I don't know how many tens, maybe even hundreds or thousands of people, But this is the same stuff with FEMA. They've got I don't know, plastic coffins, even not, and then what they've got, some sort of bags, for dead people.
Yeah.
And this is pretty much it. That I don't want to say those beds are empty, but it is like, okay, if those people are even worth to how can I say it, to try to help them, to cure them, fine, go bad for them. But once they are not, no, bye, end of story. And do you know what is the craziest part of this crazy story? It's up to doctors, to medical doctors, to decide who will be, how can I say it, who will they try to save and who will they not. Period. End of story. And do you know what they, because this is not like, we are in US, we are trying to do something. No, this is not new. They are, how can I say, they are repeating the same scenario as it started in Italy. It get to the Spain, then in UK. Technically, no, sorry, not the UK. Then in France, then in UK, and they are repeating the same stuff in US. So many people, because so many people, they are like, hey, that's kind of cool. We've got so many infected and only so long amounts of deaths, according to the, you know what I mean, like people, they are infected. Okay, you are the best in this. I mean, in comparison, respectively, in infected versus deaths ratio. Yeah, that's true. You are the best. But the problem, what is the problem? The dead people, respectively, the raising of number of people being dead, it is racing so fast that it is only a matter of time. Once you will reach the, how we can say it, the total number, you will overlap the Spain, approximately. It is only a matter of time. I don't want to say if you will be the first in the, in the total number, right? Because Italy, they've got approximately, I don't want to say twice, but they are like, you got like 50, 55, 57% of Italy, approximately. I'm talking about dead people, right? But it is only a matter of time once you will get over the Spain, and that's the stuff. But what is the being happy, what you can be happy about in US, if we can say it that way, that instead big number, I mean tremendous amount of people being infected, there is very little amounts of people being dead. Yeah, that's it. But as I said, it is the stuff. It is don't overdo. Don't do blade too sharp, because you will be killed yourself.
She's saying, does that mean like our reaction to things?
Of course, because it doesn't matter where it was made. It was umbrellas, how can I say it, umbrellas, I don't want to say invention, because invention is something what is good, but I don't dare to call it invention. But yes, it was invention. Because, for example, it is the same stuff. I don't know if I can say the names, but for example, of course, it is not made. Designed and all kind of the stuff in Palo Alto in California. But for example, not only iPhones, but as a smartphones, but I don't know, all kind of MacBooks or iPads, iPods, you know, it is made in China, either China,
Yes.
or continental China, or Taiwan, you know. So it is kind of complicated to say that it is a self-standing state or not, but this is not the, you know what I mean, the point what we are talking about. It is design. Once something is designed somewhere, it is, do you know what I mean, it's designed somewhere, and it is technically hit the how can I say, the country of the root the most, and it is the stuff. I don't want to say it is bad, because United States, they have nothing to do. They are the most hardly, technically the most suffered victims, because it is something like, for example, once, I don't know, those companies, huge, not companies, huge corporations, they will be settled in UK, in France. So it absolutely doesn't matter. So technically, they are victims too in United States, right? But that's the problem, that somewhere those corporations, they need to be settled. I mean, the HQs, headquarters, they need to be settled somewhere, and that's the problem. That you know, it went back. It's some sort of also called, you know, we in New Zealand, in Australia, boomerang effect. You know, once it is properly thrown, it can kill everything. Technically, it will, believe me, it is guarantee, and that's it. And that's it. It hit technically the whole world, and it go back. That's the problem.
Peter,
That's the problem.
you said, you know, you kind of explained that there's a flow to this. For example,
Yeah,
you said that it was, you know, it started in China and then, you know, it moved from to Italy, then it moved, you know, it's almost like it went into some kind of sequence. Now,
absolutely,
how did
absolutely.
they do that?
Very easy. Mutations. Mutations, and you know, it is very smart, because once it will be, I mean, a mutation from people to people. Once again, not man or woman, people. I will say you why. I mean, I will explain very easy, as I like to say, long story short, why. Because it is from different animal, kind of animals, let us say it that way, right? For example, in China, it was through the snake. In what it was in Europe, it was, I mean, sorry, within Asia to Europe, it was through the bat. From Europe to US, it was through pet, especially, how can I say it, home, how can I say it, domesticated cat, right? So this kind of ish. I don't know if I am saying it right, but it is kind of hard, kind of complicated to explain, because I am not a scientist. Okay, I'm not the epidemiologist, I'm not the virologist or whatever. But that's technically the main. How can I say, the main part of story. But for example, This is nonsense because, you know, all the world, all people, mainstream media, people all around the world, they are saying they are dealing with the whole world, but Africa, they doesn't exist. This is nonsense because in Africa, most people infected and dead, they are in Africa. And did you ever heard about Africa?
No.
I mean, very little, small amounts of infected and, you know, dead people. No. How the hell is it possible that we've got approximately 1 million, my bad, 1 million and approximately 200 or 220 thousands of, what is it? Infected people all around the world, right? And what it is, that toll is approximately 67,000 people, my bad, in this day. And that's not true. This is nonsense. It is twice officially, it is this day. It is official statistics, and the ones we will get, we will measure it. I mean, we will make counts plus what happened in Africa. We will get the twice. Nah, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
How is it possible that no one can or wants or I don't know deal with that? Nah.
No one's brought it. I have not seen any news on that, to be honest with you.
This is it.
So
do you have any idea how is it possible? I have, because Africa is the biggest and largest lab for world. They are testing all kind of viruses and I don't know weapons, whatever. No, you know.
What's that lab named?
No, just you mean the lab?
Yeah, like Wuhan was a lab, right? So...
Yeah. No. That they don't have. How can I say it? They don't have any specific names. It is, for example, like FEMA. They've got regions, right? They technically just do weird ass lines within the whole US, and they simply get the numbers. And this is technically the same stuff with Africa. You know, that's their stuff. They don't even. So technically, they don't even consider their inhabitants as a people. This is I need to really right now to watch my language because I'm kind of pissed off. You know, they don't consider them as a people. Nah.
When you say they, Illuminati, the elite.
To be honest, I don't know. And I don't care, not because I don't care, but it is very hard to determine who they are.
Well, if you don't know, it's going to be harder for us to know because you guys have an idea.
Once again, yes, of course. In the we are talking about those worldwide corporations, but they are first lines. We can say, okay, behind the curtain, we are talking about this, you know, Zionism, Illuminati, I don't know, P2, Bilderberg's Rome Club, and I don't know, whoever, whatever. But this is, I don't know, even they are such crazy that they will humiliate it, you know, like people in such bad way. I mean, they will treat people in such a bad way. Jeez, I don't know.
Well, getting back to the, I mean, this is the whole thing. If they're being treated like they're not humans, but I feel like all of humans are getting to that point. That this, I mean, in my opinion, they're treating us like non-humans.
I will say you something. This is exactly it was what I was. I don't want to say what I was, but what I tried to link the whole discussion, that the people all around the world, they simply want, they once again, they, you know, the hierarchy enslaving you. I will repeat this, I think, quite a few times today. They want to show all of us, all around the world, hey, but this is it, what we are, how we are considering, what we are considering for how we are treating people in Africa. You know, that's pretty much it.
That's a yeah, it's a karmic thing. I mean, all humans need to be treated right, and I think, you know, you learn, you know, that's there's a lot of people that are very mindful of that. You know, there's a lot of different cultures, I said, that are interacting and trying to learn how to get along with each other. And but still, you know, the whole thing of human violations is something that needs to be well, I mean, because, you know, people close their eyes to certain things that are happening in different parts of the world and think it will never happen to them here, you know.
Yeah.
But it is that we're pretty much in the same situation, because we have been
Yeah,
in some perspectives right
but
now.
this is it. This is it. What I'm trying to say, that it is like, nah, I'm fine. You know, for how many people, you know, in Europe, they were like that. It's in China. It's fine. It will never. I mean, it will be fine. It will never get out of the continental part. And then what? You know, it was like in just a few weeks, and the situation started to be very serious, to practically all around the world. And then, you know, then they realized that, yeah, that's bad, you know.
Well, the thing that you just said, I think is really interesting. I've heard people talk about all different reasons of why this is spreading, but nobody thought about the animals. And that makes sense.
I mean, really?
Yeah,
Nobody?
and during the Spanish flu, they said it wasn't just the rats, it was also the fleas on the rats.
Yes. Fleas. Then give me a second. The rats, fleas, cats. But technically, once again, there was a snakes. Then is a bat. It's a cat, but technically not only cat. Cat and dog. But cats and dogs, so technically the most widespread pets, you know, you got. But especially foxes, you know, then coyotes, you know.
Coyotes, yeah.
Yeah, coyotes, yeah.
No, I mean, it really makes a lot of sense. That's how it becomes a pandemic.
But it is kind of weird that people don't, I don't want to say they don't know it, but they don't talk about it that way. You know,
it's a lack of education, and it should be taught in school, but that's something like that is never taught because they don't want us to know.
Nah, that's true. But for example, how many people know that, okay, this is virus? Period. End of story. No, this is not true. Many people, especially we've got most brilliant people, the most brilliant, that I don't want to be way too self-proud, but that's true. What once something is true, it's true, period, end of story. We've got technically we are two separate states for 28 years, but many stuff, it's better for us, my homeland, Czech and Slovakia and Czech Republic, to work, to cooperate together. And because no one, we've got the most brilliant scientists in the world. Well, we don't have money, because people from European Union, they don't want to give us money. If you want to ask why, no, I have no goddamn idea. Try to ask for in Brussels. So we've got funds from two sources, Norway funds, and then we, during Second World War, we saved a lot of Hebrew people. So they've got a lot of money from Israel to us, right? You know, and our cooperating team from, you know, our scientific organizations from Slovak and Czech Republic, they got to another statement that no, this is nonsense. This can't do virus. Virus only, like virus, period. No, nonsense. They've got, you know, because it's quite a time, you know, and of course they can only set, only sit and, you know, just look to the ceiling. No. So they are doing very, very important stuff, important research, and they got, oh, this is weird. They look through the whole structure, and they were like, what the heck is that? This is nonsense. This is chemical molecule we never ever saw in the world. And they get it to, I don't know, to most brilliance, you know, they got it to Royal Institute in UK, in the France, in Germany, I don't know. And they were, ha, this is nonsense. They simply laughed in their faces that nothing like that can exist, you know. And they've got proofs, scientific proofs. And technically this is substance, how can I say it, chemically bounded substance. It is not from this world. In the first place, it was technically mutation that it is in Europe. But, you know, it is, I don't want to say fine, sorry for that, but that's the reason why, especially death tolls, death toll ratio between, how can I say it, infected with versus dead people, it is so high, more than, I don't want to say 10, but 12 or 15% approximately, and it is especially because of climate, how can I say it, specific climate part of the world, so it is Italy and Spain. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Definitely not because people are not disciplined or their health system is not good or whatever. This was the first mutation. And second mutation, what happened and what spread it in US, not in Canada, but Canada is a whole another story. But of course, because our repatriants, that means people, they lived in US, doesn't matter, Czech and Slovaks, they came back and they said, this is weird, what the heck happened? How is it possible that people, they end up like that, they died like that, and there is no single sign of how can I say it, of coma in newspapers or single reportage in TV. And our scientists, okay, calm down, what are you talking about? After 2 crazy days of also called stronger flu, so no single sign of, how can I say it, suspicion, do you know what I mean, like being suspect of corona, and they end up dead in some sort of very weird ass convulsion, you know, and they were, how can I say it, completely almost some sort of violent or whatever, you know. It was very weird. And this happened in Florida. So absolute vice versa from, I mean, climate. Do you know what I mean? Parts of the world in comparison of NIC, New York, right? And nobody wants to talk about it in US. Nobody. And they were okay. We will talk. We will talk.
That's the mutation. That's the mutation
Yeah,
you're talking about.
that was initial mutation in what happened. What was spread through the whole U.S. Yes, that was the first situation, very serious situation, and there were scientists in Czech and Slovak. Okay, why the hell not? Let's look at this. And this was the another story, and as was I like to say, advanced version of advanced story. Because there was, I don't want to say the same, but very similar biological, some sort of like entity, fine. But then another chemical formula, once again, never ever said in never ever saw in all around the world, but another stuff added AI, and it is very complicated to solve AI, artificial intelligence, either PICO, that means x minus x 10 minus 12, or either this, or femto, that means x minus x10 minus 15, and this kind of AI stuff is very sneaky and extremely complicated I mean, because of this, it will be very complicated to get the antidote, So it is only a matter of time, because you've got tremendous amounts of infected people, and it will be only a matter of time once the death tolls, I mean the raises of the dead people, it will be crazy. I'm talking about thousands per day. They are how can I say, they are profited that. Our scientists, nobody in US, they are not listen. Nobody.
No, that's not true. People are listening.
No,
They're scared.
I'm talking about official authorities. I'm talking about the US
well,
government.
yeah, of course, I know.
I'm talking about the US governments. I'm talking about their scientific institutions, not only official, but I don't know, within the most the world famous universities or whatever. Nobody. And they don't want to get how can I say it, those clinical studies. And I will say you something what you maybe strongly dislike. They don't believe that we are not the ones who can take them, as they like to say, the wisdom. We know what we should do. That's their statements towards us.
I believe that. There's no doubt in my mind that they said that. And I know what you're talking about, Peter. They just have this smug, know-it-all attitude, but it's not benefiting anyone, and the people are not believing it, and they're losing faith in them. Because it keeps on getting worse.
Once again, I am not talking about common people. I am not talking about people. They are honest. They are good or whatever. Once again, I'm talking about official authorities, right?
Yeah. Even like a Fossey or whatever his name is. I mean, come on. I don't know. Maybe you like him, but I just
who? Sorry.
Fauci or whatever his name is. I don't know how do you say his name.
No, I don't
He's
know.
the
Once
doctor. He's
again,
the doctor that Trump's listening to for everything.
but this is once again, this is that's I don't know. We are just here to to help, and they don't want to hear any single word. They don't want to hear any single word, and we are saying, we are repeating, as I like to say, as a parrot. You do know what I mean, as a parrot. Hey, you need to do this and that kind of prevention, because it will end up very bad for you. And even they do know what happened. So this is very special intelligent task force. They are technically some sort of between stuff between civil, so CIA, and what is it, army, so MIC, military intelligence corps. They were because I know many people in Slovakia, and they were threatening them that don't talk about this kind of stuff to our official authorities in this way, because we will take it as blackmailing. Do you know what I mean, or do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, so they're getting a misinterpretation of the intention.
Yeah, exactly. They are taking Islam, like as a threat. Yes, exactly. Misinterpretation, because, and that's the stuff. We are not threatening them. We are just trying to help, and that's the pay. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, well, there's so much paranoia and distrust,
yes,
and it
yes.
creates a serious problem. And I know that, Peter, that I don't disagree with you, but because if they were doing everything right, you and I would not be talking right now and trying to
Yeah,
inform people, right? It's true.
that's true. That's true. That's
So
true.
so here's something really important. All right, a lot of people know
But
how to
that's the
deal with.
stuff. That's the stuff that it is very weird that samples from all around the world, and they've got multiple mutations from all around the world. And technically, this all kind of those mutations, they are for each race or sub-race. So technically, I don't know. There is huge mixture of race in Latin part, so Middle and South America. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but why in particular in US and Canada? Because you've got the crazy ass mixture too. Only in North America, but technically it's not true, because Mexico officially belongs to North America too. But as only US and Canada, they've got this AI addition, if we want to call it that way, addition of to the whole virus stuff. I mean, COVID-19 virus. This is very weird. This is very weird. And it is really, it is some sort of, I think I talked about it last time, or maybe two times previous, that it is very highly advanced. And you've got some sort of like a killer whales on, or lions or wolves. They've got something in common. Sorry, two things. They are predators in the first place, and in the second place, they are hunting in packs, and that's their advantage. First advantage, and second advantage, they are very smart and they are learning. Okay, this strategy didn't work last time. We will use whole another stuff, but try to think it that way, try to take it that way. Biochemical stuff, okay, I don't want to say okay, but do you know what I'm trying to say? For this piece of whatever bad engineering, I don't know, kind of, I don't want to say like this, what it is. But once you add AI, it is absolutely crazy about what the what the uh, improvements, how much improvements, you know, it can do just because of crazy as AI. It's like, what the heck? Do you know what I mean? Like,
So Peter, how do we get rid of the AI? I mean, there has to be some kind of way to purge that from your body.
yeah, that's a problem. I don't know if I can talk about that. But Phoenix Tears, that's a basic stuff. You can get rid of the stuff.
What is it?
Phoenix Tears.
Phoenix tears.
Yep.
And where would we get? I mean, I'm talking about when.
That's a problem because that's like too much THC in that. Some people they are using. Nah, I can't say it properly. Ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca, yeah. So technically, most of the stuff of natural medicines, they are from either from Middle or South America. People they've got either friends or relatives from there. It will be not a big deal to get either to US or Canada. I mean. For some people, yes, but once you are using chocolate, believe me, pure chocolate, that means like not milk or not American chocolate. I know it is technically milk too, but pure chocolate, that means, you know, how can I say it?
Belgian chocolate or
No, bitter chocolate, bitter. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Or respectively, Belgians, they are using it, but for example, they are the plants they are in Ecuador or I don't know, whatever, you know, and it is good, tasty, but it is very like, it is, I don't want to say it is odor, almost like stink. Do you know what I mean? Like, it is very highly concentrated. It's technically, you can hide most kind of stuff. Technically, even dogs can smell it. Do you know what I mean? It's the easiest way how to do it, and it's not so complicated. It's not so expensive. So
No,
just buy
and it's
such
not
a.
illegal. It's not illegal
Yes,
either.
yes.
So
Just cover this stuff to the
and that
chocolate.
gets rid of the femto, AI, and other stuff.
Yes.
All
Because
right.
because because doing with ayahuasca or with phoenix tears, nah. But with this chocolate, but you need to be prepared because it should be over. And don't want to say nonsense if it is 70 or 72. Nah.
Percent cocoa.
Yep,
Yeah.
but I don't wanna say nonsense, but it is some sort of 72, I think. I will say you some. I will just look for it. Yeah. 72 and 70 and more. But sometimes once people buy it, it's no, I don't wanna eat that, and you need. Yeah, 70, it's kind of on the edge, but 72 too, but 74 and higher, it's like, but you need to be prepared. It's kind of.
Yeah, and maybe it's like a little bit per day. You could put it in a smoothie or do something with it, where it's still getting into your system.
You know what? Technically, you can do it. I don't know. What is the best part of the story is you don't necessarily need it in high concentration. Technically, you can get it. I don't know, as you said, in the smoothie or whatever. I don't know. Even to use. Maybe people will be like, "Yeah, what? Are you serious?" With honey. But once again,
Yeah.
raw honey, or for example, to help me cook, I don't want to say cook, but do you know what I'm trying to say? To get it liquid. And once you eat, drink, my bad, eat liquid, believe me, it is not a big deal. Even 74, how can I say it? 70, 72, 70, I don't think it is good. 72, it's kind of on the edge, but 74 and higher, I mean, my bad, sorry people. 74, once again, those numbers, they are percentage, okay? So 74 and higher, it's kind of odd to eat, but once you cook it technically and you will drink it via in
like
liquid
a hot
state.
chocolate or something.
Yeah. It is very tasty. Believe me, once you will do it with milk chocolate, it will be very, very, very sugar-ish. No, you will not. You will not like it. With this, in this way, you will love it. It's perfect. Even it's not so good, for you. Okay, there is another way how to ease, the whole process. Please, if you like, okay, fine, not a big deal. But once again, raw honey. If you have allergic, fine. No, please, don't do stupid things. No sugar, no. Do you know what? Use stevia. So even for people they've got diabetes or whatever, stevia, no problem. No problem. It is perfect. Believe me.
It's a
and
leaf. Yeah.
Yeah. It is natural.
What about some people use to alkalize their body to keep their immune system up? They take lemon. They drink lemon every day. Some people have use organic baking soda.
Once again. You asked direct question. That was my direct answer. You said that I am straight shooter. Once again, your direct question, my direct answer. Once again, okay?
Yep.
Once again. And do it at least what it is, what it should be, it is 100 gram respectively, or maybe 150 gram. What it is 150 gram? It is 1/3 of pound. If I am talking about, help me, in imperial weighting system, because imperial weight 1 pound, it is approximately 450 grams. So this is 1/3. So 33% of pound, British pound. Drink it or eat it, but I don't know, whatever you like. One day, once per day, but I don't want to say once per day, okay? But I don't know, for example, if you like it, 2 or 3 times, but 2 times is the best idea before your after the breakfast, and then after dinner, and that will be the stuff. I mean, this is recommended dose. That doesn't mean once I am talking about 100 gram, I think that I'm sure that people even in US will make some sort of calculation that it will be not okay for you. It will be fine, but it will take longer to kill respectively to get rid of AI. That will be not a big deal. That's it pretty much. If we want to get rid of AI, not, once again, no, not virus. Once, if we want to get rid of AI, in the virus, within the virus, because that was your question.
Yes, and so then because you can't get rid of AI the way that you get rid of a virus. It's two different things. That's why this is complex.
Because once again, once in the first place you need to get rid of AI and then virus, you know.
All right, so what's the best way to get rid of the virus?
No, that's the question. Once again, our scientists are trying to do their best to find out the whole situation, how to get rid of that.
I know that some people, just avoid certain foods that they try to keep alkaline. Well, they try to keep an alkaline diet, and so some people will take organic baking soda a little bit per day. Some people talk about using boron. Some people use lemon quite a bit.
Yes.
Apple cider vinegar, things like that. Probiotics.
But once again, I don't want to say many people will be, hey, you are insider, you are stupid one, blah, blah, blah. Once again, we need to consider that the virus is virus. But once AI settled, as I like to say, sit down within your body, because it is within your body, inside your, your veins, your muscles, whatever. That will be a big deal. Not virus, believe me, not virus. No. So this is the how can I say that? The easiest way how to get rid of AI. In this context, once again, not AI in general. No. In this context.
Okay. Well, that gives us something, to be able to combat this. And we're going to keep on, like we figure people try to keep their immune system up. But the other thing, too, are the weaponized 5G towers that are going up all over the place. Especially in the U.S., I saw them all around the East Coast, and New York and Boston area, all in New England. And
but you need to accept that fact, and once again accept that fact that it was only, as I like to say, piece of I just want to say nonsense. That the most effective stuff how to start the virus is they are 5G, let us call them not towers, simply transmitters, because this is some sort of test, for them it's just a test. It's not hey, we need to worry about the people. No, they are not worried about anything. You are not right. No, they are not worried. No. They are.
But that's not our problem. That they think we're lab rats. I think that people should take the towers down.
Once again, I'm all as I like to say, 12 from 10 for 10 fingers about this. I know, but I'm just saying geez, that's so bad,
I mean, they're doing it all in different places, and people will just start dying. Like you said, if it's military level 5G, then
yes,
and there's lasers coming off of them, sort of. They have points, right, that come off. Like, this is very, very advanced tech that's hitting people.
Of course, because it's the same stuff as it was with radars. Sorry, not radars, radars. In second half of 40s, and technically it was till the end of 50s, respectively, early 60s. The military purposed radars, they were extremely powerful. That means, okay, what they the place, the area they want to cover, they need tremendous amounts of power. Now they don't need, of course, and that was the reason why people got cancer and all kind of those things. And the same stuff as it was with radar at those times. Now it's with 5G, and I will say you why. Because it is they call 1, 2, 3. Sorry, they call it as it is. Cold War 2.0. It is technically trade war with either Russia or China, and it is not U.S. With those two countries, or US respectively UK, but technically Western with versus Eastern world. Yeah, this is like that. But do you know what? It is Cold War 3.0. That means how we can call it, the internet, how we can say it, internet placed war, if we can call it war, but I don't want to say,
or
I don't want to say world, war. I want to say it, competition, whatever, something like this, and that is it. For them, it's not. We are not like people or whatever. We are just numbers or whatever. I don't want to say numbers. Alphanumerical strings. Huh? That's it. Not numbers, but I don't know. B 3 4 5 C A and all kind of those things. So alphanumerical strings. We are just piece for statistics. That's it. I mean, this is the reason why we are here. Just, hey people, hey, wake up, open your eyes. You are enslaved, and you are such deeply enslaved that even you are defending your slavers. That's the reason why we are here, in order to change this status. This is nonsense.
Well, we can't understand what's going on unless we have some background information and see this is the same group, these controllers, handlers, cabal, Illuminati. They've been doing this.
Exactly.
They've been doing this for how many years, Peter? Would you say thousands?
Or definitely thousands. You are right.
Yeah. So they're sophisticated. They know how to manipulate our thinking. They know how
and that's the problem. They know the, how we can call it, the whole process of thinking, that they manipulate. I don't want to say all, but most people so good that none of this was their people's ideas, but they were, hey, but I believe in that. This is so good that technically they manipulated the widespread masses of people in the first place, and in the second place, they got to their minds that was their ideas. That this is next level of craziness. Jeez.
And they show up as men. They'll show up and communicate with people and kind of that sort of thing.
You are not quite right, not 100% right. They showed as someone who can be trustworthy, or sorry,
Yes.
trustworthy. So even those kind of wealthy, rich, and successful men, but it's not only men. We are living in feminist society. That means why the heck we don't want to talk about successful women too? You know, businesswoman, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
not a big deal. So technically, that's the stuff how with what they are operating with. You know that once you are smart, you've got good in you know, you've got brilliant ideas, you are good in achieving your stuff, in getting your ideas to another people's minds, that even it is the most stupidest stuff uh, possible, but you can say, you can show to the people that uh, you will need to, how can I say it, you will need to, sorry, you will need to use something for in the future, then you will, then bam, period, end of story, you will be successful. You know, it is the same nonsense, very very good nonsense, being a YouTuber, you know, vlogger, blogger, whatever. Selfie bar, this is nonsense, but this is it. How many people get their business in, for example, in a merchandise with nonsense? I mean, with absolute nonsense stuff, merchandise. You know, I mean, T-shirts, hats, or whatever, and selfie bars or whatever. And this is it. Once you are good enough, you know, to say people, hey, this is something what you will need in the future, that's it, you can be successful. Also called influencers. Sick people can be successful in sick time.
Well, the other night you told me that someone came to visit, and I don't know whether I should talk about it or not talk about it. So you let me know, but that was pretty much them, wasn't it?
Yes, you are right.
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah, you were
Yeah,
right.
you said they were like Slenderman.
Yes, but no, not Slenderman. Let us call them Slenders, because you know it is like that, like men. Yeah, because there can be slender women too. It's
Women,
not a big
yes,
deal.
yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So technically, they are also called. You know, oh, I need to talk that to say that. Sorry, sharp dressed man, you know, ZZ Top, you know, it is like that, like, you know, in suits or whatever, and
Yeah.
those, I mean, for this man and these women, you know, this costume and whatever. That's pretty much it. Technically, what the heck? I will definitely believe in such a people. They are very trustworthy. You know, that's our kind of, as I
Yeah,
like to
anyone in
say.
a suit is trustworthy.
Yeah,
But you know
exactly.
what's interesting is they were trying to say, hey, we're friends with Peter. You know what I mean? They were trying to,
Yeah,
and I was like, "What? Wait a minute, who is this?"
yeah,
Because I mean, it like you said, it's familiar. You recognize their energy, like it's like an uncle or something, or someone that you've
yeah.
grew up
It's
with. Yeah,
anchor. It's anchor. Yep.
ancient. Yeah,
Not
yeah.
ancient. Anchor. 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 Yeah.
Why don't you spell that so I know what word that you're referring to?
Anchor. Anchor. Yep.
Anchor. An anchor.
Yes,
Yeah.
anchor. Yeah, because
Yeah.
they are try to get to your mind with something you like, and even I don't know. For example, for example, right? I've got cars, but you can't get to me just by I don't know automotive industry, because I've got certain even I don't know like how can I say it country of origin of cars, certain specific stuff. I don't know engines, type of engines or whatever. So they've got scanned you very deeply and detailed. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Is it, for example, okay, you are psychic, but for example, hey, but is she like, will she ever, never ever use, will she ever use, for example, Ouija board? Or will she ever, or was she ever do something with tarots or whatever? Do you know what I'm trying to say? So it is not just some sort of random stuff. No, they are doing it very tricky.
Yes,
Very
very
tricky.
tricky. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
because it's funny because I didn't say anything to you and you said, "Oh, I heard that you were visited." And you knew before I even said anything to you.
So that's pretty much it. This is not because, for example, main interests or whatever, or for example, another stuff. I'm very interested in dogs, so kynology. No, they will get me via stuff, how can I say it? Uh, very very close to me. Do you know what I mean? In particular, or once get it even more trickier and make it vice versa. That means uh, from this convo they will get somehow to the stuff what I like and what I don't, and start to make some sort of discussion via the statement they like, or he or she, doesn't matter, completely different stuff, and it will be discussion. Do you know what I mean? Like changing of opinion and all kind of the stuff, and it will start to be very attractive.
Right.
Huh? That's
Yes. Yes.
this kind of way,
Because they want you to hook. They want you to do the deal with them. To do
Yeah,
some kind of deal.
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
For
No.
many people, will be this kind of discussion we are leading now. It will be like, hey, are you serious? This have nothing in common. Yes, of course. This is a big deal for us and for nowadays situation. And I will say you why, people, because this, if you are hearing through all of this, it should be a lesson, respectively lessons for you, how to prevent to being caught, to their traps, if
Yeah.
we wanna call it traps.
I dealt
But
with them before, Peter. When I was about 17, 18 years old, I was very much into Christianity. I went to Bible school and all. This was before I went to Bible school, but I was very Christian. And a friend of mine introduced me to this man who was like 30 years old and was a lawyer. And he was very, very skinny, like unnaturally skinny. And he looked at me and he said to me, he goes, I'll be your Jesus Christ. And he wanted me to be with him. And, I was a young girl or whatever. And immediately it's that same energy. Like they've been around, but he was there in physical form. And I knew he was something else, but he was so skinny that you'd think, how could he even, be healthy? You know what I mean? But it was the same thing.
I know what you are trying to say.
Yeah, yeah. No, they've been around. They've they want you to cut the deal with them so that you are in their pocket and you get out of their way. They don't want you to interfere with anything. But if I did that, I wouldn't be able to expose anything. I'd be under their system.
I know what you are trying to say. Yep.
Yeah. So
So this is technically the main, as I like to say, main part of story that okay, once you want to get rid of AI with the most legal and not a big deal form, as I like to say, so it will be legal, it will be not harming your body at all. It's cheap, just
chocolate.
eat or drink once again, uh, true chocolate, that means bitter chocolate, 74% and more. But now we talked through another very important, how we can call it, aspects, how not to be hooked, but to uh, their their uh, crooks, their hooks, because they can be very nice looking, very, do you know what I'm trying to say? It is some
Yes.
sort of, at least, making contracts with the devil, very very good movie firm, company with what is the Tom Cruise, very, you need to look to this movie. So
Yeah.
when
It's
you,
like that movie, Meet Joe Black. Meet Joe. Yeah.
no, something like that, yeah.
Yeah. And I think that they will find whatever it is that you want and offer it to
Of
you
course,
with conditions.
they will take complete control over your life.
Yes.
They will, sorry, they show all of the stuff what you are capable of. They gave you uh, assets, money, assets, success.
Yeah.
But this is not true. That will be not true. That will be only false flags, if we want to call it that way, and because technically, okay, they will do it for you. But once you really believe this is for nothing, respectively, once you believe that it will be for nothing, respectively it is for nothing, you are very naive. And that's, as I like to say, that will, the catch will start to show, and this kind of limit, another kind of limit, that will be the stuff.
Well,
They will,
they take your body, right? Essentially, you won't
no, give me a
experience those
second, give me a
things.
second, give me a second. uh un- until certain point, and from certain point, because it is okay, I want to do this and that and that. Once you will be predefined, if we want to call it predefined, but okay, with the certain level, you will be very limited, but still you, at least still you. And once you will shut your mouth, fine. But once you get even more and more, and even higher to gain money, assets, popularity, bye bye, end of story. You will be not you anymore. The body will be, but not soul connected via ghost with body. You are absolutely right. That will be pretty much the story. Nah, you are right.
Yeah, I've seen it happen with others where they're gone. They're not there anymore.
So
It's like the body's there, but it's not the
yeah,
same.
yeah. So technically, it's nonsense for people like, okay, fine, but you don't get that you will sign contract with the devil himself.
Yep. And then that's it. This you cut yourself off from the God source.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you have any other topics? Because I think that that's pretty much stuff we made, or
The
what?
questions. There's the questions I have. Rolf put
Okay,
together for us.
so go for them.
Um, this dumb Lizzie asked, my son has a first class honor degree in computer science. Is there a computer program he can make in a positive way for healing people right now, like tech against tech or like good vibrations?
Yes, he can, but technically that's another problem that most of those people they are doing this for good, once again for good intention, for good purpose. They are making small groups and they are grouping themselves in respectively via dark web, dark net. So if your son is doing what you describe, just tell him to about this, and you sorry, once it is true, I bet that he know what is about the whole dark web, darknet story, because it is real deal.
It's not dangerous for him to go there.
The whole darknet stuff is dangerous, but what is less dangerous, to get being involved in darknet stuff, or get involved even to start to think about having making something what is real deal good stuff for people? Because once you want to do something what is really widespread, respectively what can be really widespread and making good stuff for people, you will be immediately in the middle, in the center of attention of evil powers, evil entities or groups or whatever. It is practically this kind of stuff. It is not a big deal. I mean, it is big deal, but once again, according to your question.
Yeah, so it's safer for them to find something on the dark web than
No, once again, no. Once again, if he wants to do something, fine, but try to do it safest way.
yeah.
That means contact another people. They are the same mind, respectively. They've got when not the same, then very similar intentions, and make it unofficial via dark net, respectively dark web.
Okay.
That's
I see what you're saying now.
best.
Sorry. Yeah.
That's best. Uh, Best advice. How what can I give?
Okay. Someone said, thank you, Peter and Jessica. Wish you the very best. Thank you for disclosing the truth to all of us. That's nice. Blue Dance said, is there anything about the twins in the Shaw family that we should know about?
The twins. Sorry, twins. Technically, there is nothing special in particular, because shows they will be always pain in the ass. So once if we will start to talk about shows, it is pretty much the stuff.
Then they asked about why are all the guests in the red room seemingly dressed up for a masquerade?
But
and
twins, once again, twins, they are represented technically. There are twins, but in a normal situation, they are represented by uh, Britain Royals family, because technically they've got the twins. That means it is real deal normal. Harry, he's normal, if we can say normal, but you know what I'm trying to say. And this publicly known, he's bad one. He's doing all the time bad things. Do you know what I mean? He's badass, you know.
so they also connected to the Wetton group.
Of course.
Yeah.
all of them, they are. Yeah, you were right. Yeah.
Now, also, she brought up in the question about are they connected to the Oppenheimer? You know, when Oppenheimer says, "I am become death, the destroyer of worlds."
All of them, they are mutually connected, but you know, once all of those kind of first, in the first place, they were either timelines or realities in the first place, but once respectively, since everything is so screwed up that technically no one is from certain point, no one can't say yes, it is like this, or not, it is like that. We in ACIO, we are not certain how it is, if it is like this, if it is like that. Do you know what I mean? That's bad.
Also, she asked if you were, or he asked if you were had any encounters with the Butcher.
You know, I saw Butcher, but you know, technically the Butcher is good, kind of good or kind of bad, because Butcher, you know, and don't take it wrong way, but once you are hungry, it's kind of good because you can always get a fresh meat from him, and I am not kidding you, okay?
All right. Tony W said, let's see, when you say people are going to have to learn how to create their own reality, do you mean building with their own hands, for example, or grow their own food, build their own house, own?
No.
Technically
do it by themselves, but in their minds.
So positive reality.
Yes, of course. To be perfectly honest, once someone is too sick-minded, technically twist-minded, that simply we can't do anything good or bad, whatever, you know. Once someone is like this, like that, you know, it's kind of complicated. It's odd, you know.
Yeah, no, I think that's, I understood it as that, but yeah, I'm sure that even
physically
doing
not
things
definitely not physically. No.
But when you're doing things physically, you're sort of manifesting as well, too, aren't you?
Oh, no. I mean, yes, you are, but definitely not in such a good way. Respectively, it is, for example, like once you are doing something physically fine, but it is, I don't know, physically 1 point. Mentally, respectively, not non-physically, it is not 100, but maybe 1,000 dots, 1,000 points or whatever. But that's a problem I don't want to say many, but most people don't want to accept, right? That's a problem. That's the reason why most people are sick, twist-minded. They are only blindfolded by having something, you know, the idea not be to be. That means to live having for helping another people, whatever, but to have. That means being a slaver of money and assets I have or you have or whatever. That's the stuff. No. I think it's nothing complicated what I said.
No, that's good. Okay, so Dorothy asked, any intel on the 121 million cell phones unaccounted for in China? Did all these people die from the virus and their cell phones are now idle? They've been tracking their population for years, but also maybe the combination of everything's from China.
But needs to ask, you need to accept the fact that they are only legalizing, and it is not China. All around the world, the people they were tracked by I don't want to say government, but it's kind of complicated. Which kind of institutions? They are only making it legal. You know, it's some sort of, you know, I don't want to say, hey, insider, open your eyes. You are saying it just like normal stuff. Hey, we've got only two ways how to behave, how to get to the stuff what is not my opinion or I don't know your opinion, the stuff what is solid fact. We need either to face it, to say rather ugly truth than merciful lie, or I will, hey people all around the world, everything is perfect, everything is fine, no worries. No, I will ever choose first way to face you with ugly truth, with bad facts. This is it. Period. End of story.
Okay. So, but the interesting, everyone has, like, you know, Chinese technology, cell phones and all sorts of things, or even Japanese technology. So yeah,
once again, they are pretending it that it is designed here and there all around the world, but technically, you know, everything, I don't want to say everything, when 95% of stuff is manufacturing in China, and many people, they even don't know that Chinese scientists are working in companies respectively, large companies respectively, these corporations all around the world. So technically saying that we invented something, no, it is nonsense. In the most kind of, you know, corporations, there will be no inventions without Chinese people. You need to accept that fact, you know.
Yeah, and as I think the part that we're concerned about is this AI. Of course, everyone's concerned about surveillance, tracking, and also depleting us physically. And so, you know, hoping that at some point the technology will be, we like it, technology, but not to the point we're willing to die for it. And
but
so
once again, this is not Chinese government. This
no, it's not just the government.
Whatever.
Yeah,
it is people from all around the world, and it is technically that the bad part of story. I mean, not sorry, the worst part of bad story, that it doesn't matter if we are talking about a Western world leading with US and UK, or Eastern part of the world leading with China and Russia, or Russia and China, doesn't matter, that they are making some sort of crazy ass, twisted ass race with this piece of text. I mean, talking like military focused tech, and try to think who suffered the most. Common civilians. That's it.
Yeah. So, all right. So I have just like a few more that let's see. This is regarding health again, Peter.
Okay.
The regarding the removal of the femto and the AI in the virus. Can borax inhibit nanofilament replication? It's been found to stop replication in Morgellons victims.
It can.
Okay. Can neodymium magnets inhibit the AI? You've mentioned it helping with chips, but will it help with this AI?
Yes, it can. Not it can. It will, but do it with extra caution, because you know it's something like, for example, I don't want to say that using drugs is fine, but some people, for example, even psychic, they will say, I'm psychic, I don't need to, right?
Right.
Even psychics, they want to get even such a border. It is very uncertain even for most advanced psychics. They are practicing also called microdoses. So that means very, very limited, smallest amounts of certain drugs, and they will long story short, they will widen their ability of receiving the reality, not normal reality, but especially in astral way, and it is something like that. But once again, do it with extra caution. This is not, as I like to say, this is the days are not the stuff to play with.
Okay. Well, I thought he was talking about magnets because I'm not.
Yeah. Exactly. This was some sort of something for comparison.
Okay. So, all right. What measures is the ACIO implementing to protect all of you? So he was asking how is the ACIO implementing protection? So we have information regarding there's certain things that the ACIO can do, and then parts of its non-involvement is
exactly.
Yeah, so that it's almost like you can inform us, but we have to initiate things or share the information and make it viral.
Yeah, but technically, it's many times it's happened, and technically because of that, I lose credibility sometimes. That people simply start to ask and about certain thing, and I simply say, hey people, sorry, but I don't have official permission because this is ongoing case. Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, and that's what we have to understand, because there's a lot of people that say that they're heroes and they're going to go out and they're a part of this team or that team and they're going to make things happen, and whether they do or not, that's up for someone to investigate and see if they're actually telling the truth. But
exactly.
Yeah, but for you, you're very honest from the beginning, and there's the history of the ACIO, which we've talked about. We actually put that together for people to understand that the stance of the ACIO is to be here to observe and have an awareness of what's going on the planet, but only on certain occasions can you get involved.
Yes, it's not so easy. It's not so easy as how many people believe it's just. And to be honest, I don't know how is it possible that people are okay. I don't want to tell names, but there are few people. Sorry, I don't want to say they are not people. I mean, there are few whistleblowers community members. I was like, sorry, I'm like Are you for real? I mean, I don't want to say they are spreading nonsense, but the stuff is that like once you don't have certain, you are not 100% sure about something, you know, and you are saying it as think it is 100% certainty. You are no, it's like, what the heck, are you serious? And they are doing it for many years. But they, because of their celebrities, that means they are well known, they've got a lot of audience, you know, they are doing it very long time. They've got, I don't know, in almost like not almost, I mean, for few mainstream medias, you know, TV shows or maybe few movies, and that's it, you know. And but it is up to people. They should, and they will decide who to believe and who not. That's it.
Right. And you know, if you know, you pay attention if people are saying certain things and it doesn't align with, you know, like I said, that people are sometimes make really big claims. And yeah, I mean, from my perspective, I want to see some facts of
No,
but that's up to everyone to figure out. But yeah, that was the only thing that as far as the protection part, because like I said,
okay. So do we have any questions? Any more questions?
I think we're good for now, and
okay,
like I said,
I think that this is good point where we should stop the show. I think it's good.
Yep, I think there's enough information here, and I think extremely helpful for people to be able to protect themselves and deal with what's going on right now. It's already, you know, it's like a wildfire, and
yeah, it is.
We need to you know, protect ourselves, be proactive, share the information with everyone. Who would have known that chocolate is going to help some people, quite a bit of people.
Yes, that's right. But you know, it is something like mint tea. Who will like nonsense, mint tea? It's nonsense. It's, you know, but it is like that. It's simply, it's minty. It's minty. You know, it is exactly as you say. It's like a no.
Getting
chocolate.
Back to the natural things on the earth already to help us.
Yeah, you are absolutely right. No, yeah. Okay, so thank you very much for opportunity to be in your shop.
Thank you, Peter. Yeah, it's always a good information, even if it's hard to hear. It's better to get what's going on, and then we can always work with it. But this is very helpful. So until then, Peter, thank you, and look forward to next time that we can talk.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You have been listening to Disclosures with Peter the Insider and Jessica Ariel Morocco. Join us on YouTube channel, Jessica Ariel Morocco, and visit www.peter-insider.com and www.readingsbyariel.com. Remember to post your questions in the comment section below the video. We look forward to hearing from you.